like to welcome you to Clean Energy Economy Minnesota, or CEEM's Clean Energy Virtual Roadshow, highlighting projects in West Central Minnesota. I'm going to have our panel speak on their clean energy projects. We'll start with a small-scale wind and solar project on a farm with Jim Falk of Falk Seeds. Then we'll talk through a large energy efficiency project with Bob French of 75F. And lastly, we'll have Eric Pasi of Impact Power Solutions talking about a community solar project in St. Joseph, Minnesota. And we've been cleaning up our sector over the last decades. Power sector emissions have fallen 40%. And our big companies here in Minnesota, from Target to Cargill, 3M, and General Mills, they're all making big investments in renewable energy because it just is a smart business decision.
Our seed business is quite unique in that we work with farmers who utilize the latest in high-tech genetics and traits, and also farmers that plant non-GMO and organic seed. We wanted to do our part to offset our carbon footprint and power the majority of our seed plants' electrical needs from renewable energy produced on-site. In addition to our desire to reduce our use of fossil fuels, we believe as the cost of power continued to rise, there should be some cost saving for us after the equipment is paid for. In 2016, we installed a 30 kW wind turbine to connect to our three-phase power that's used in the seed plant. Slide 2 is lifting the turbine, and this was a really fun day for the family. And slide 3 is the crew that is securing the tower. In 2017, we installed a 33 kW solar system on the seed plant roof that is connected to our single-phase power. Let's take a look at slide 6. This is the installation of the west side of the section of panels on our warehouse roof. With both our wind and solar systems working, we are currently producing approximately 73.7% of the seed plant's power needs on an annual basis from the renewable energy produced on site. On-farm renewable energy systems are vital tools for U.S. farmers and ranchers and their businesses as they work towards economic and environmental sustainability to combat climate change.
So we are an IoT-based building management system, and you might wonder, well, what is that? I'm sure you've heard of the Internet of Things, and what we're doing is using modern technology to reinvent the way that buildings are managed. And we primarily focused on heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. This is what we've done. We felt like it was needed to be reinvented from the ground up in order to gain access to projects that in the past just haven't been accessible. So this system is very scalable. That was the key to accessibility. As a result of this, we end up with much better comfort and more importantly, efficiency. We have developed a solution for home furniture that is now deployed in 100% of all of their stores. That's throughout the region, in a 4-state region, including the store in St. Cloud. And we were able to reduce their overall energy costs by over 20%. And I'm not talking about 20% of their HVAC, I'm talking about 20% of their utility bill, which is something we're very proud of. If you figure that HVAC is about half of their bill, that means that we reduce the consumption of their HVAC equipment by about 40% or so.
We really focus on the commercial and industrial markets and community solar specifically. And over the course of a 2-year period, brought what was essentially kind of farmland and then also hay fields to a higher purpose use with solar. The system was just turned on right before these pictures were taken. And you'll see that the ground is still not, we haven't grown cover crop below it, but that if you were to visit the site today, would see a slightly greener area. We also offer what's known as our Sunrise program to all school districts that are clients of ours, and even school districts that aren't clients of ours. On a biannual basis, We bring educators out to our sites to help them understand how to implement this lesson planning, essentially, that we provide for free to all the districts in Minnesota that are interested in adopting clean energy lesson planning for their classrooms. When I started in solar almost 15 years ago, really the motivation was for folks that had means and ideals. And since then, we've really seen kind of a wholesale shift toward the economics.
The smaller companies that we're dealing with are just motivated by reducing their costs, right? Their month-to-month utility bill. When we deal with bigger companies that have a role like a chief sustainability officer, it is more sophisticated, and sustainability and carbon footprint reduction, are also goals. Although they're all aligned and going in the same direction, which is reducing the demand.
There's mutual benefits here, and everybody needs to realize that. And I think the sooner that the co-ops kind of step up and realize that, they can have a lot more partners out here with individual farmers putting on farm renewable energy in place. I think it would be just really nice to have a better working relationship than has been the case in the past.
We do appreciate the experience that people have with traditional building controls or traditional building systems. If they have that sort of a background, it's very helpful because we can start those people at that level and then bring them into the modern era the way that we do it.
What I love about the clean energy sector is that we're talking about everything from good paying trades jobs that can't be outsourced, including electricians, plumbers, HVAC folks, etc., all the way up to marketing, accounting, standard business positions that you might see, whether you're in clean energy or elsewhere. You're just doing it in a sector that's really having transformational change and changing the trajectory of the climate crisis.
If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thank you for your attendance today.